and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good morning I bid to Madam Aflah and to my fellow friends. Today I am going to talk a little bit about the Malaysian economy and the government incentive in encounter the pandemic of COVID-19 during the 2020 until 2021. Without wasting our time, let's proceed. Malaysia is a nation that populated with approximately 32.36 million people in 2020 and increased into 32.77 million people in 2021. The GDP rate of Malaysia in fourth quarter of 2020 was 3.4% and increased into 6.0% in first quarter of 2021. It is because in March 2021, all economic sectors recorded an improvement and managed to grow stronger, impacted by the returning of more economic activities. The unemployment rate of Malaysia in fourth quarter of 2020 was 4.8% and deteriorated into 4.6% in first quarter of 2021. It is because in February 2021, the resuming of recruiting labor is occurred since a large portion of economic area are start to developing again. Meanwhile, the income per capita of Malaysia in 2020 increased from RM 42,531 to RM 47,882 in 2021. The impact of COVID-19 has influenced more or less to the Malaysian economy, which led to a deterioration of GDP rate and increment in unemployment rate. Therefore, there are several government's action in encounter this issue. Firstly, home ownership campaign that has been announced on 1st June 2020, where the successful applicants enjoy up to 100% stamp duty exemption on instrument of transfer for any residential home purchase up to the value of RM 1 million and partial stamp duty exemption for amounts that more than RM 1 million to RM 2.5 million. The implication from this campaign is increase in buying properties among the citizens due to loan interest rate will cost less for the time being, as the overnight policy rate was slashed to 1.75% and recorded as the lowest level on the year of 2021. Secondly, Employment Retention Program announced in 20 March 2020, where it is a collaboration with Pekeso. As much as RM 110 million wage subsidies are given to employees with a monthly income below than RM 4,000 by 600 per month, lasting for 9 months for a maximum number of 200 employees per company. The implication from this program is to ensuring the job continuity for 2.4 million employees in Malaysia with financial aid by protecting the livelihood and the survival of the company to operate without issuing a lot of expenses. Firstly, in tourism and culture sector, on 17 March 2021, one of special assistant grant worth of RM 3,000 was announced for 5,000 to agencies that register with MOTAC, as well as one of cash assistance of RM 600 for 4,000 homestay operators registered with MOTAC under the strategic program to empower the people and economy. The implication from this one-off cash is it to relieve the burden and support the recovery most of the people involved in tourism sector, revive the tourism and cultural sector, and also help the place recovers from the adverse economic impact due to the pandemic. Secondly, in agriculture sector, on 25th July 2020, it was announced that in-kind aid given to the farmers that register with MAFI in terms of farming tools such as plant seeds, fertilizer, providing consultancy and training, worth of RM 50,000 for the community and RM 500 for an individual that interested in agriculture sector. The implication from this in-kind aid is the increment in exporting the value of palm tree from 1.08 million ton metrics to 1.18 million ton metrics, and the increment in production of crude palm oil from 1.29 million ton metrics to 1.39 million ton metrics. Firstly, for the Ministry of Health, on 28 June 2021, an allocation of additional RM 400 million for importing vaccine supplies and also for the upgrading existing vaccination centres and the opening of 29 vaccination centres across the Malaysia. The implication from this additional fund is in about 7.09% from 32 million of Malaysian citizens already received at least first dose of vaccine, which recorded the highest average in Asia, which is 6.39%, and currently there are about 521 vaccination centres in Malaysia. Secondly, for the Ministry of Education, on 24 November 2020, an allocation of RM 620 million for the maintenance of school and RM 500 million for non-school. It includes RM 550 million for more than 8,000 government-aided schools and RM 105 million for more than 1,900 non-government-aided schools across the Malaysia. The implication from this fund is more than 80% schools in Malaysia managed to repair all the damages in school, including leaking roof, potholes, and cleaning the schools in order for preparation and convenience of the student for physical classes as soon as the pandemic ended.